Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty.
And Miss Morningstar.
And you are tuned into Our Plugs, a community connection where culture, commerce, and community come together on one powerful platform.
Absolutely. This is a show that connects Black and minority-owned businesses, nonprofit organizations, entrepreneurs, community leaders, and change makers all in one place. We don't just talk, we build, we uplift, and we plug you into the resources that help our community grow.
Yep. From business ownership and financial empowerment to mental health, education, arts, culture, and justice. This is a space where real conversations meet real solutions.
I know that's right. So wherever you're listening, whether it's from home, at work, or on the move, stay locked in because you're officially plugged into Our Plugs, the community connection.
Now let's get into today's show. Good morning, Holly Springs, Mississippi. Good morning, Memphis, Tennessee. It is your morning host and co-host, DJ Kitty and Miss Morningstar, and we are from Our Plugs, the community connection. Happy Wednesday, hump day, baby, hump day. We have made it. One more day. I want to remind, before we get to that, let me say good evening to our family and friends on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I hope everyone is having a beautiful morning, a great evening, and just enjoying life all together. Let me remind everyone to drink their 16 ounces of water as soon as you wake up in the morning. Take your morning medications as well as your vitamins and eat you a delicious breakfast because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Today is How's Your Mental? Bully Prevention. Now, school has started for a lot of our young people, so we want to give our parents the tools they need in order to ensure that their children are being protected and they know how to handle adversity if it so happens to show up this year. Anyhow, so our sisters will be here to talk us through it and give us some pointers and some tips and some advice on handling bullies this year. All right, that is it for me. Miss Morningstar is here to give us some morning affirmations. Good morning, Miss Morningstar. How are you?
I am great. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hump Day Wednesday. We got 2 more days, y'all, then we get our off time. So let's get to it. Let's enjoy these next 2 days. Great topic today. So I hope everybody is safely driving in. Hello, TikTok. Hello, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And hi, Holly Springs and Memphis, Tennessee. We are going to start with some positive affirmations for today. So today's core affirmations are going to focus on peace, strength, and fresh starts. Positive affirmations can raise your vibration and change unhelpful beliefs. I like that. So take what resonates and leave the rest with someone else. Okay. Let's get to it. Let's start with this. I am brave and courageous. I have what it takes to create a life I love. I choose to focus my attention always on what I want. I'm abundant. Every time I spend money, more money flows back to me abundantly. I am loved. I deserve so much happiness and success. Good luck is always on my side. I'm a good luck magnet. I love and cherish all versions of me, and past and present. Honoring the presence. Affirmations. I am fully present in the moment, and I embrace what is open, and I embrace it with an open heart. I release the past and the future and live in the beauty of now. In this moment, I am safe, I am calm, and I'm at peace. I honor my breath with each inhale I receive. With each exhale, I let go. I'm grateful for the simple pleasures of this day, and I savor them fully. My mind is clear, my heart is open to the abundance of the present moment. I let go of worries. I trust in the natural flow of life. I am grounded in the present, and I trust that I'm exactly where I need to be. I celebrate the small victories of today, knowing they are significant in their own way. And finally, guys, I appreciate the beauty of nature, the warmth of the sun, and the air that I breathe.
That was beautiful.
That was refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
That
It
last
was.
was refreshing. Y'all
Absolutely.
have a great Wednesday. Hope those can help people get through their day.
Absolutely. I'm sure it will. Day and evening. That was really good, Miss Morningstar. Puts us in the right frame of mind. So let's go ahead and get into this weather. So Holly Springs today, you have a high of 91, a low of 69. Feels like 93 during the day, 70 at night with a 69% chance of rain. So grab your umbrella. Winds are out of the northwest at about 5 miles per hour. It's going to be sunny today. We may catch a few showers, but just be prepared. Humidity is moderate during the day and high at night. Memphis, Tennessee. Today you have a high of 93, a low of 72. Feels like 95 during the day and 72 at night with a 7% chance of rain. Winds out of the northeast winds are out of the north at 5 miles per hour. It's going to be sunny today as well. Humidity will be moderate during the day and high at night. Again, have a wonderful day. Wonderful Wednesday. Houston, H-Town, hot Houston. Today we have a high of 97, a low of 79. Feels like 104 degrees during the day. Yep, that's about right. And 90 degrees at night. So it's going to be muggy and humid. 13% chance of rain. So only 13% of Houston will see rain today, if any. Winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's good. We'll have a breeze. So, it'll blow hot air on us, but at least it is a breeze. It will be partly cloudy today and humidity will be high all day. That is your weather for our three cities that we typically report on. But I also wanted to give you guys, I wanted to break into this toxic smoke spreading from Spokane fires. So those fires are emitting toxins in the air. And of course, experts have been warning about this since last winter when the West saw so much less snow than usual. And since then, we've seen all the ingredients of region-wide disasters like dominoes. And that is the truth. It seems like month after month, week after week, something in our atmosphere has changed. The earth is heating up. I'll just keep saying that until I guess someone that controls everything, like climate control, like we'll start putting some safeguards in place to maybe stop our earth from burning up. You know,
You know, people
yeah.
got idiots that don't believe in the changes
That
that's actually happening right now. I mean, you can see it globally.
you can feel it
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
Literally you can feel it even in your own city. So I guess November 3rd we need to get out there and vote and make sure the people that aren't taking care of this country are voted out. That's one of the things that's on the agenda, and it should be on everyone's agenda. I even asked my nieces and nephews over the weekend if they were registered to vote in the middle of a party. Okay,
She
well,
sure
we're
did.
gonna go get, yes, I sure did, because it's important. Don't just sit back and, complain about it. Vote in my Michelle Obama voice. I'm sorry, Barack Hussein Obama's voice.
Yeah, he said, oh, shout out to Barack. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, President
Happy
Obama.
birthday, Barack.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Mr. President
Mr.
Obama.
President Barack Hussein
Obama,
Obama.
Hussein Obama. Someone who he's saying,
Yeah.
it's even in his name. Anyway, um, yeah, folks, let's go ahead and get into the show. I'm sorry. Let's
The
get back
news.
to Miss Morningstar. Yeah, let's do some news that you can use. I know I got thrown off because I started
That's
thinking about
okay.
how good it was with Obama and what we're dealing with right now, and
Yeah.
it kind of
I
threw me
mean,
through a loop.
it took us back to a
It
happier
did.
time for just that quick second. Now we like, okay, back to reality.
Because we do
Buffoonery
have some news.
and
We do have
buffoonery
some news.
news. Well, before we go into buffoonery news, I do have an update for Memphis. A few weeks ago, I did a story about the sanitation workers being underpaid and not getting their
Yeah,
bonus, not getting their raise, and they
I
was
remember.
walking out like, we ain't picking up no trash.
Uh,
Boom. Well, the workers reached a deal. $22 an hour, which is a minimum 5% increase. So they were able to get something, which is good. I'm sure that's going to help somebody. They deserve much more.
Much more.
But I'm pretty sure whatever they were making, that made it. 5% is a quite significant raise. I mean, when you get a raise at 5%, that, that is helpful. So the labor union representing the Memphis sanitation workers announced Tuesday that it had reached an agreement with the mayor's office to provide livable wages for its workers. Livable. Oh, yeah. In this economy, it's hard to say that.
Yeah. And
it's hard to figure out what's livable, because at this point in the juncture, it's hard to see what's livable and what's not. So now they have that 5% increase, and this agreement is approved by the Memphis City Council and will go into effect October 1st. So shout out to the sanitation workers. Y'all work very hard. I see y'all in my neighborhoods. Y'all all around this globe, sanitation workers work hard, and they got to pick up our nasty trash. Okay.
Exactly.
That's a hard job.
Please pay these people.
Yes.
Please pay them as they should be paid. It's well deserving. So I know we all know that school started back, and I wanted to go to cover some back to school events for our Holly Spring young people. We have a community event. It's back to school revival at the Heritage Apostolic Church on Highway 7 South in Holly Springs. It's August 22nd through the 24th. This is a 3-day event. So it's a big event. Friday night, it's the Afterburn. Starts at 7:30. There will be pizza, basketball, volleyball, and it's a $5 entry. That's very reasonable.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. Saturday morning is questions and answers with Brother Kerry Miller, and Sunday morning with Brother John Eisen at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. So there's 3 events, back to school events. So please go out there, get involved in your community, take your kids to these events, get them involved, show them how being a part of the community is more than just existing. It's going to certain events to ensure that they get the education that they need. They get, who doesn't need prayer nowadays?
Right.
No. And definitely let them see the positive side. It's so easy. All you have to do is sit and watch TV or scroll through social media to see the negative. Let's draw them away from those devices and take them to certain events so they can see other things happening. And what kid doesn't love to play basketball, volleyball, and eat pizza? All right?
Yeah, that's the time.
Exactly. Go out there and enjoy it. And that's a great community event. Nice. All right, Ms. Morningstar, go ahead, honey.
So you guys, I know y'all joined us on Veterans Voice, and we had Ali did the whole story about the 15-year-old who disappeared, went missing for 4 years, abducted by a man she met online. So I wanted an update. So I'm like, what is the update? How did they find her? So I came across an article which explained how she was found. So eventually on May 23rd, after the Blacksburg Police, which is in Virginia, responded to a 911 call about a domestic disturbance at the residence. So I don't know if she called 911 or if a neighbor called 911 because they heard them fighting. And during the investigation is when the young lady told officers she was the same teenager who had been reported missing in Wisconsin and said she had been held against her will.
Wow.
I just wonder, like, did she call them or did someone call them?
Someone called them, thank goodness. Thank goodness someone had the knowledge.
Maybe they got tired of hearing the fight because he had been abusing the poor child. I'm just glad she was able to survive it. And
me too.
And make her way out of that because that's awful.
There are some very sick individuals out here who are preying, not praying for, but praying with the E on our children. And unfortunately, and I'm just going to say it, and a lot of people, we don't want to face it because we know how convenient it is for them to have phones and have tablets. But unfortunately, we put danger right in their palms every single day. They have access to talk to just about anybody in the world.
And that's what happened.
And that is what happens. We have taken away our children's privacy and allowed those who are here to harm them to be able to connect with them.
This person planned this whole thing.
Yes, they met online.
And he met her at the movie theater, had an Uber pick her up and take her. When he got with her, he took her phone, and he had a burner phone that he knew he was doing wrong.
He knew he was doing wrong.
He had a burner phone to talk to her through it all out. And planned it. So I guess this is a good time, since we went into the topic of bullying the kids and back to school and all this. Talk to y'all kids.
Please do.
Let them know the dangers of, I know kids be like, oh, mom, dad is just so overprotective. Let them say it. Be overprotective. Better safe than sorry.
And I'm just going to be honest with you. We need to limit our kids' exposure. Basically, instead of just giving them the phone and saying, here, go chill out. No, let's take it one step. What do you need it for? If it's not for education, my little guy, no, he's not going to. Because think about it. Everyone that he needs to speak with, he has a connection through me. He doesn't need to be able to see. If he wants to watch people, watch him on TV. You want to watch YouTube, watch it on TV. Because it's too easy for somebody to come and connect with our children. And he's not mature enough not to know. I can tell him, but these people are pretending to be children.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they meet up, and by the time they meet up, it may be too late.
Right.
By the grace of God, this young woman has been found, and I pray that she gets the counseling that she needs, because she's going to need it. It's hard.
Yeah, she wasn't allowed to go finish school. She wasn't allowed to be out.
She hasn't lived for 4 years.
Yeah, she was
in captive. She's been
captivity for 4 years.
For 4 years.
Yep.
That's horrible. Miss Morningstar, let's take a quick commercial break.
All right.
Get some bills. You are listening to Our Plugs, the community connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. You guys stay tuned. We've got so much more to talk about.
Advertising with Our Plugs. The community connection opens doors to a whole new ballgame. Radio advertising is affordable, powerful, and puts your business directly in front of the people who want to support you. Plus, customers can easily find and connect with you anytime through our online directory. If you're ready to grow your brand, expand your reach, and stay connected to the community, sign up today. Visit ourplugs.com and register now. That's ourplugs.com. Plug into your community.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. You have found your one-stop shop. Sparklekix has everything to outfit you from head to toe. Well, not everything, but close. From crochet hats, to sassy tees, to our custom blinged-out Crocs and sneakers, we have it all. You can even customize your home with our resin art. Whether it's a custom set of coasters or K-cup holder, handmade dominoes, or your kid's very own custom tic-tac-toe board, we are here for you. We are located on Etsy, Our Plugs LLC, and the TikTok shop.
Mommy-daughter duo, Counselor Nikki and Addie, want to welcome you to the Sparkleverse, where every child has a light that is uniquely their own. Through heartwarming adventures like in Addison's Sparkle, unforgettable characters and everyday moments like in Kai Finds a Spark, children learn bravery, resilience, and the power of believing in themselves. Find us at CompassionCreationsPress.com and at OurPlugs.com. Hope we help you find your sparkle.
Hello, my name is Zena Carter, the founder of our nonprofit, Carter's Caring Hands. And what Carter Caring Hands does, we help families keep food on their tables here in the Michigan area. If you'd like to support us, go to Carter'sCaringHands.com or ourplugs, OurPlugs.com. Donate whatever you can, because every penny counts, every dollar folds, and together, you and I can uphold the dignity in the communities we serve. Thank you.
Boss Fashion is finally here at Morningstar Boutique by Tam. From soft, cozy sweaters to stylish cardigans, whether you're heading to work, brunch, or date night, we have the perfect look waiting for you. Check us out at ourplugs.com for your style needs, where style meets confidence.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the community connection on WKRA 92.7, The Change. We are back today with How's Your Mental Bullying Prevention. And we're going to get into our sisters. I wanted to check with my sister to see if she has anything else from Memphis, Tennessee, before we switch over to the bullying.
No, we don't. I don't have anything on Memphis, but before we pull up the ladies, just an update on Carmelo Anthony's case.
Okay.
So Carmelo will be returning to court this month. Well, it's his first steps to overturn his conviction.
Mm-hmm.
He has a new judge that has taken over the case. So I guess we shall see as it unfolds. 2 hearings are scheduled for on the motion for August the 19th. That's my anniversary. Mm-hmm. And the 20th at the Collin County Courthouse in McKinney, Texas. So let's just
that's a step.
Keep our it's a step. It's a step. And let's keep positivity going as he gets hopefully gets some fair,
trial
litigation, right?
Yes,
and a fair trial. So
yes, absolutely. We shall.
See. That was it.
We shall see, and we will keep him and his family in our prayers.
Absolutely.
Justice means justice, not just us. Okay.
Some people think it means just us.
Yeah, they do. Anyway, let's go ahead and bring up Miss Jack and Mrs. Jack and Counselor Nikki.
Okay. Hello.
Hey y'all.
Hey, Nikki. Get Nikki up there. Hey.
Hey,
good
honey.
Morning.
Hey, sisters. Happy Wednesday. Good morning.
Happy Wednesday to y'all. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Exactly. We are halfway through. All right. I love that halfway through mark.
Hump day.
Anywho. So today, our kids are going back to school. Nikki, when does your daughter go back to school?
After the holiday. So she goes back on the 8th, September 8th.
I noticed that the kids up north go to school later than
that was us. That's how we went back.
Yes, we did too.
After Labor Day.
Yeah.
We never went back in
But then they don't get out till June though, like the June 10th-ish. So after summer gone by the time they're out of school.
I mean, it is the same amount of time. It's just, I guess, timing. I guess they don't want all these kids out at the same time. Can you imagine?
I mean,
our ecosystem couldn't handle it.
It's a smart decision.
Yes.
The grocery stores will be cleaned out. Them babies eat a lot in the summer.
Yes, they do, and they're eating even more, or they're growing. So I guess they would.
Now, if you have boys, I think you just have to double it because boys eat more.
My grandbaby, I can fit his shoes, and he is only 8.
Yeah. See, no.
And I'm a tall woman. I wear a size 9.
Not like 8 feet.
I need Blockade to chill, to bring it down a little bit, Blockade.
He is sprouting like a bean, baby.
It seems like it grows every day.
I looked at him, I said, "Oh, you got taller."
You said it just like that too, like
you did.
He about to be looking you in the face.
Well, he probably is. It don't take much for me. Not you, kid.
I do
doo-wop over here. But all the kids.
By the time he's 10, I think
he'll pass me by the time he turns 10 for sure.
He will pass you probably at 8.5, 9.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Put some respect.
He's already
my height
right here.
Put some respect on my height.
I mean, I'm respecting it. You're just as beautiful as you could be in a pint size. Anyway,
little bit.
Anywho, so it's a difference from how you guys go back to school up north and how we do down south. But it's also a great time to remind parents of what to expect this school year, because we live in a different world. We live in a world of communication. And I think that it's our duty as, moms and sisters and aunts and community, we're a part of the community, to remind our parents on what to expect. And you ladies never disappoint. Bullying prevention. Yes, ma'am. Let's get into it, baby.
Even before we start like explaining it, I want everybody to also during this time to think about, you can talk to your children at any age. And I think sometimes we think, oh, they won't understand, or we wait till things happen instead of preparing them. I've been talking to my child since she was 2 and 3, like,
We can tell.
and just telling her stuff. And when she was going to pre-K, I was like preparing her for different things. And we dealt with a bully for 2 years on the school bus. So, our conversations, came in handy because she knew what to do. She knew how to handle it. And then she knew that she could talk to me about stuff.
What age
so
was she on the bus?
4. At 4.
Yeah.
She started going on the bus.
How old was the other child?
He well, this past year it was she was 7 and he was 9. And the year before, one of them they were brothers. One was in her same age and the other 2 were older. So but she handled herself. But it's, you have to learn how to speak their language. You can talk to them about anything. We watch TV together and we'll be watching a show and something will happen. I'm like, oh, what would you do in that situation? So it's a way that you talk to your kids about stuff so that they understand. But they understand. We have to give them the benefit of the doubt. We say they don't understand, or they, we don't want to talk about this because we don't want to scare them, but they'll know what to do and they'll be comfortable talking to you about it when you do put it out there. So I want people to think about that while we're talking about this.
It builds that confidence in your children. Children are apprehensive sometimes, depending on the parents' reaction to whatever they say. Yes. So if you take it well, it makes them feel good about coming back to tell you more things, which is kind of like most grown-ups, but children, they're learning everything. So they're learning how to communicate with the parents. So if you, like Nikki does, when she just puts it in a scenario, hey, do you see how this child was made to feel? How do you think they feel about, being bullied? Just opening up things like that. I saw a story on TikTok one day, and the lady, she went viral. A lot of people were reposting because she says, when do we stop teaching our children to hit back if somebody hits them or puts their hands on them or something at school? And all of the reposts were like, we don't teach our children to be bullied and let people bully us, because you're pretty much giving them permission to be a doormat. And that's what most of the comments were saying. Like, that's not what you're supposed to teach your child. You teach your child not to go in and be bullies, not to teach the child that's being bullied to just sit there and let them get bullied, because then you're giving your child the wrong message. But I was happy because the chat was saying what needed to be said. You have to teach your children at a young age. Yes, you need to be telling mommy and daddy if a child is bullying you or somebody says something you didn't like. We tell you, okay, you go talk to the teacher. It doesn't fix it, tell the teacher again. And then, tell us when you get home. But if something happens and they put their hands on you, you learn how to defend yourself, and then go tell the teacher too. It's certain things you don't teach children. I think that whole thing went viral and the message was kind of misconstrued. If you're looking at it from a position of trying to understand what the lady was saying, that's not what we do. We don't allow children to accept being bullied and hit on, and no punishment goes to
the bullier.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree. We teach our kids to don't start it. But if it happens, go and speak with your teacher, because I need to be able to talk to your teacher as well. And then, let the teacher handle it. And then that second time, because at one time we did discuss it. and the teacher has talked to you. And I don't want my child to continue to come and tell you. If my child is telling you, that child should be removed immediately, and something should be done with that child so that that child knows not to continue to hit. But if it's not being done and you are allowing that child to continue as an adult, and you're supposed to be supervising these children, my child will defend themselves, because they have every right. No one's going to sit back and just get beat on by anybody.
Nobody, no child should. I think it should be in school. I think the way school should go is, once you get all the kids in there, you have your little what is it in the auditorium? Like
assembly.
Yeah. Thank you, because I ain't been in school in 30 years. When you have your assembly, you should sit those kids down at the beginning and start talking about bullying, responses to bullying, notifying the teacher, notifying the parents, and get that out there so everybody at least hears it. All the children at least hears it, so they start the school year off knowing that, and one, is wrong, and two, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yes. I think for most parts, most schools, I think they do focus, talk about bullying.
They should.
I really believe they do. Now, I don't have any grade school children anymore, but I know that was always, even when I was in school, it was like a topic, but it wasn't as dominant as it is now, where you see more and more kids being bullied, and, because, my child went through bullying, kids being bullies to her, and I'm that type of parent. You got two different types of parents, like Kitty was explaining, which is a great, method. Go to the teacher. Of course, go to the teacher. But it's one thing, you can say things to me, talk, but when you put your hands on me, then that's when, that's a huge problem. That's the situation changes, because now you have assaulted me. And I think, you still have parents that say, hey, they hit you, go tell the teacher, which is a great method still, but then you have some parents that say, let them have it,
Well,
neither way is wrong.
Neither way is wrong. Both methods work.
It's just the way you parent.
But I got
your children, and
you have to know your child, because you have to know child. I have a child who, she don't want to hit people. She wants to use her words while other people are trying to hit. And I'm like, that don't mix. So for 3 years, I have to tell her, sometimes you got to put your hands on people.
But,
Hold
on.
You talk like this.
And that's what you do. You tell them, because mine will talk. But Blake is my grandson is a very lovable child, so he's trying to get along with you.
That's my daughter.
But if you hit him and you make him mad, what happens is it just happens.
That part. So you have to know your child and what message you're sending, because you don't want to create a bully either.
No,
so you gotta know.
You
have to know the message that you're sending to your child. You gotta know who your child is. And she's like, well, Mom, they say we can't do that. We can't, because her school is an artsy school. So every Friday they have a gathering, and they sing songs, and they learn sign language, and they do plays. Each grade gets on the stage and does a play about a situation, and they work through it. And they're doing all this, so she's like, we are not allowed to do that. I'm like, you better do it.
I'm telling you, but I swear to goodness, that was to be she was just not. Yeah, so not like and it's a good thing though, Nikki.
It is a good thing.
So what do we say about the ones where? Because you just said, Nikki said that you're supposed to know your kid, right? You have to know. Y'all knew y'all had peaceful children. Y'all had the peacemakers, right? And the ones that have those non-peacemakers, the bullies' parents, the ones that get called to the school that are in denial. And then something else is, if your child does get into like an altercation or whatever, do you agree with everybody being suspended? Because there are some schools that suspend both children, even though the other child didn't start it. So what do y'all have to say about, both children getting suspended and then the parent that's in denial of their child being a bully?
I believe in the rules. So if that's the rule, because you broke the rule by fighting, I already knew that I told you protect yourself.
So I knew.
So
there was
I'm
gonna be a consequence.
I'm gonna let them know. I understand. You got to give them the 3 days. We're gonna take that on the chin. Come home. Give us the homework. I got 3 days before, so I'm just saying 3 days.
So
yeah, I got
is
3
what it
days for
is.
whooping somebody, but that's another story.
You know, Miss Morningstar.
Yeah, I had to handle it. But I only got 3 days because they was kind of happy that she got whooped because she was a bully. But I would have got 5.
Bully got bullied.
3. They gave me the 3. But that's, I mean, I'm okay with that.
I am
I'm
too.
okay with that too.
I am too, because there are rules, and if my child can diffuse the situation just by going to go tell the teacher, and then they deal with that child, and it doesn't happen again, then we're all good. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to see here. But the next time that child does it, well, then there are rules that we are going to have to deal with. And I, like you, Miss Morningstar, I also had to deal with the bully. I had to deal with two bullies, one in my hometown and one down here. The one in my hometown, we dealt with it after school. And then and I never a problem again. And then down here, I dealt with it at school. However, and God rest his soul, Principal Black looked right at me and said, "Go to class." And he looked at her and said, "Come on."
Adults is something else, because I'm going to tell you, the security guards, when they pulled me after, they act like they was doing the right thing, breaking it up.
Afterwards,
they pulled me in the office. They was like, "Girl, you sure did a good thing on her." He was like, "We gonna talk to the principal and make sure he don't give you but 3 days." And that principal came in there and said, "Well, you never get in trouble, so she's been a problem. So I'm gonna call your mom, and you only gonna get 3 days." I was like, "All right."
Well,
Okay, so the conversation probably went good about, hey,
down that hallway,
your child, it wasn't her fault, but because she was in an altercation, we have to do we gotta follow.
do the paperwork. Right.
I agree.
I have that for my kids as well. Go ahead, Nikki.
Last year, I had to call the superintendent because I called the assistant superintendent. I knew some people in the school, and I called the school board, and I called the superintendent because I keep having to come up here. Like, this is not gonna work for me. And the last straw was, I think he like pinned her down in her seat or something, and he was bigger than her. I said, "You got me messed up. You know, you want me to call the police and wait outside the bus, or what do you want me to do at this point? Because you're not handling this." And so
Nikki.
She did what she needed to do at that point, but she had already, she's to the point now where she will tell me her day, she'll tell me what happened, and then she'll tell me if she wants me to do something or not. Because she goes to the behavioral specialist, she'll go to the principal. She done went to everybody, she got everybody's name who was involved. And she's taking care of it. But
that is an adult in a 7-year-old body. Adult.
Addie is doing the paperwork first, okay?
Yeah.
She getting the
I'm getting all the research. So when I go to my mama, I got all the facts to tell.
I got receipts. I got all the receipts.
So I had to ask her, is it time for me to step in? Do you want me to do something? Yeah, you can call them, or you should go up there. But when they see me coming, you know, they're like, "Oh man, she done got her mama up here." And they're already like, "We're looking at the tape, we're doing this, we're doing that." Yeah.
That's how it should be, but it should not get to that point.
And she's on the bus with her cousin, and her cousin is a year older than her, and then her cousin's little cousin, he just was in kindergarten this year, and he actually when he actually seen what happened, and the next time they got on the bus, he almost got in trouble because he beat the little boy up. Because he messed with her the last time. So them three run that. Them three, they like, don't mess with them. Don't. And he didn't get in trouble because the school knew why he got involved. So he ended up not getting in trouble because they know.
Justifiable.
And he probably got a crush on her.
He probably does.
Little bully.
Let me tell you something.
He probably does, but
his parents need to talk to him and talk to him about how you treat little girls, because if you do have a crush on a little girl, you don't force yourself. That's almost, if he forces her to do it, holding her down, baby, that is assault.
That is assault.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
I handle it at a young age too.
Yes.
Period.
Because when you go ahead.
I talked to her about what that was and what that is, and I, try to say it in a calm voice. And it's like, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going up there. There's no question about it. And this is why it became this serious or whatever. And she's like, okay, but like you said, it's how you respond to it. Because I want her to tell me. I don't want to go, because I wanted to go off the handle, but I'm like, bring it down.
Someone has to have a calm head.
You gotta have the calm.
I don't think God gave me children for a reason, because I am unhinged at certain times, and the way y'all are with y'all children, to have my baby come tell me she was pinned down on a bus, I've been flipped the bus over.
The whole bus.
The bus driver and whoever churned put their hands on my child. See, okay. So the parents. Let's talk about the parents of the bullies.
There you go. Let's talk about the parents.
The parents of the bullies.
So grandma
comes along with knowing your children. If you go, like I used to tell people, like we had 7 periods when I was in class. If every period is telling your parent, hey, your child is a bully, your child is a bully. So these parents that's in denial, when they come to the school, need to do better. Y'all got to be better parents, because thinking your child is an angel at school and he ain't even an angel at home is what gets these bullies feeling confident about no punishment. Even if you get suspended at school, you get home and the parents are like, oh, it wasn't your fault, and things like that. Go ahead, Kitty.
You made a valid point. You made an absolutely valid point, because if that parent is in denial and not actually addressing it when that child comes home, then what are you doing? You're just pacifying him or her to continue that same behavior. Mm-hmm. And this is when your child is displaying this behavior, being a bully, there is a reason behind it. Kids typically don't, most kids don't typically go to school and, attack or are negative. But kids that are, there's an underlying reason behind that. Of
course.
There's something going on with that child that has that child in that space where they want to attack another child. So you need to get, as a parent, it is your job to get to the root cause. Is that child being bullied? Mm-hmm. Does that child have anger management issues? Mm-hmm. Is there something going on within that child, at home or at church or at, grandma's house, wherever, that this child is displaying this behavior? Because kids are sponges. They only go off of what they learn.
Yeah. Right. And that's what I was going to say. When you're talking about the parents and the children, what is happening at home? Is there some substance use, domestic violence? Maybe they're being abused or neglect. Maybe they have to be the parentified child and be the one who's in charge of the home all the time and be responsible because their parent's not available to, or their parent has to work 2 jobs. Right now, we're in a situation where if you're in a single household and you have to work more than one job, somebody has to run the household. So do I have to run the household at 10 years old and make sure everybody eats and goes to bed and gets to school in the morning? When I get to school, I need an outlet.
Yes.
I don't have anything else to give. So what is going on, is, like you said, are they being bullied? Is something happening at home? There's a lot of pieces that go. Is there some trauma that happened to them? Do they have a mental health diagnosis and haven't been diagnosed? Like, there's so much that could be happening in the background. Kids are not most children are not just inherently bad and gonna come and start beating on people.
Right. Yes, I think one of the main goals, I think one of the main goals of a bully is to hurt somebody else's feelings. A lot of the saying hurt people. We haven't been taught how to regulate your emotions when you're at home, or if you have been, mistreated at home, you want to feel better about yourself. A lot of bullies hurt other people to make them feel worse than they're feeling. It's not even about just because they're violent. It's like this emotional regulation they haven't been able to control. And if they can see somebody else feel bad, it gives them a sense of, hey, I'm not the only one hurting. I need somebody else to hurt because nobody's helping me from hurting.
That's a lot
And the
of
way
adults
we
feel that way as well. Go ahead.
The way that we deal with anger, the way we show anger, the way we show emotion, the way we deal with conflict has to do with what we learned in our house first, because that's where we learn it. You know, so how your parents deal with conflict, how your parents deal with anger, how your parents deal with strong emotions is how you are going to do those things. You can learn differently as you're coming out of that household and going to school and seeing other people, but that's where you start. That's where you learn it.
Yes. You learn kindness.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You learn kindness, or you learn the opposite of that. Just like racism isn't, you weren't born racist. You were taught to be racist.
Right.
So I'm gonna read something to
Go
y'all.
ahead.
And I might shock y'all for a second. Bullying causes serious physical, mental, and social dangers, including depression, anxiety, and a higher risk of suicide. The youngest person in the United States to commit suicide from bullying was 8 years old.
Yeah.
8-year-old had been assaulted in the bathroom. I think he was knocked unconscious 2 days before he took his own life, and the school didn't really handle it the way they should have. There's an 8-year-old. There's that little boy was in Alabama. There was a 9-year-old little girl in Ohio, little black girl. There was a 9-year-old in Colorado, 10-year-old Alabama. These are middle schoolers.
Those are elementary. 8 years old. You're in third grade.
8 is elementary.
Yes. 9, 14,
Imagine
10, 5th grade.
But that's where that internet comes in too, right? Because now there's cyberbullying. There's cyberbullying. Like there's pictures. There's AI that can put your face on anything, and then it's out there and it's gone.
Now that peer pressure thing with children, you know, that's one of the ways they use to like you were saying, the cyberbullying. You can make up fake photos of somebody and send them to people, and the whole school get it and they think it's real, and now your child is trying to defend them. That's not something you can process.
And they're traumatized.
10-year-old.
And I think right now that is like one of the worst cases of bullying. Like that technology, because technology is what is being used mainly by all the kids now. I mean, everything they do is surrounded by technology. And so now that they have these instruments, these tools to be able to send pictures and do funny stuff to photos, and I mean, it is really, really dangerous. So yeah, I think that should be one of the top educational sessions that children go through is cyberbullying, learning about the harm of the internet.
Absolutely.
And even
we can address that. We can address that after we take these commercial breaks. I'm glad we brought up cyberbullying. I just wanted to read this so that people will know how to respond when and if it happens to their kids. But let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Remember, Iran doesn't have a choice in a lot of this because we destroyed so much. And I'll give you a quick math equation. Okay, maybe they do end up getting $20 billion, let's say. Let's say we're still $300 to $500 billion ahead, considering we destroyed their Navy, destroyed their Air Force, destroyed all those nuclear facilities I already spoke about, their steel manufacturing, their drone manufacturing, and so many other things. We destroyed all that and closed their ports. We're pretty far ahead.
So we destroyed everything, and we're going to pay them to rebuild it all, pay them to open the strait that was already open for free. And at the same time, people here in the district can't afford to eat, can't afford their health care, and can't afford rent. Got it. If that don't make sense to you either, please consider supporting my campaign. Go to BernardTaylorForCongress.com. Let's bring some change here to Florida.
What's up, everybody? Scott Cologne, District Attorney a candidate for the United States Senate for the great state of Mississippi. I had a great time talking about my campaign with the crew at the Community Connection morning radio show. I'm running because Mississippi matters. Our families are paying more for less, and our rural hospitals are under serious threat. I spent my career fighting for my community, and I'll bring that same fight to Washington. Folks in the Holly Springs area and the worldwide should check out our convo and visit cologneforsenate.com because Mississippi matters.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mara Keller, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel and candidate for Congress in Georgia's 3rd District. Now, I'm running because too many decisions in Washington are being made without listening to the people that they affect, whether it's public safety, veterans care, education, or protecting our constitutional rights. These aren't partisan issues. If you believe our government should work for everyday Americans and not special interests, I invite you to stand with us. Your donations help keep this grassroots campaign people-powered. Every donation fuels our voter outreach, ads, and our shared fight for a better Georgia. Visit marakeller.com to donate today. Let's finally serve the people who send us to Washington. And a huge thanks to DJ Kitty Cat 50 for the energy and the spotlight. Let's keep pushing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Monica Meeks. I'm a wife, a mom, and a soldier for life. And I'm running for the 19th Judicial District Circuit Court Clerk for Montgomery and Robertson County in Tennessee. I am so grateful for our plug, LLC, for giving me an opportunity to share my platform and explain why I'm running for office. Early voting is July 17th through August 1st, with the final day of voting on August 6, 2026. I'm an independent candidate, and I appreciate your support.
And we are back. You are listening to our Plugs the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7, The Change. So I wanted to address cyberbullying. So typically cyberbullying is not governed by a single federal law. Instead, each U.S. state has its own regulations. More than half of all states explicitly include cyberbullying in anti-bullying or anti-harassment laws, while others prosecute it under general harassment or bullying statutes. All states except Montana require schools to implement anti-bullying policies, which often cover off-campus and online behavior. And there are criminal penalties. My question is, Montana, what's wrong with y'all?
Apparently, they have a lot of it then.
Apparently, no, they decided not to require schools to implement anti-bullying policies. So they are not required to do it. Most other states
they're pretending like they don't have it.
See, and this is what happens when you have a bunch of lawmakers that haven't been in school to realize these things. A lot of us were older. We didn't deal with any, didn't even have the daggone internet like they had it. Your children are coming home to tell you things, and you're like, that can't be right. No, just turn the phone off. People that make decisions like that how could you be against anti-bullying? Like that right there sounds like something you should put your full.
We should actually look up how many
look it up. I'm talking about the 4 types of bullying when you look it up. That's what I'm gonna talk about.
Go ahead.
So there's 4 types. Of course, cyberbullying is one, sending hurtful messages or sharing mean posts online. That was we couldn't even do that in the military. You couldn't slander somebody on the internet that was in the military with you. That was against the illegal. Social bullying, spreading rumors or leaving peers out on purpose, which is some adult bullying that's like being petty just to hurt somebody. Not the people you just don't like, you don't get along with. Nobody's going to force you to go nowhere with them. But, just being mean and just asking everybody in the office to go and leaving that one person out. Like that's bullying. Verbal is name calling, teasing, or making threats, which is what we think of mostly with bullying is the bully that, trying to make you feel bad, calling you all kind of, talking about your clothes, talking about your mama, talking about your situation, your house, whatever. And then physical, hitting, kicking, tripping, or damaging property. Now, those are the ones that, get you.
I can add one more to that.
Go ahead.
identity-based bullying. So like making jokes about disability, race, different characteristics, what you identify as, LGBTQ plus IA, plus. So identity-based bullying is one too that I think we often don't think about. Race, religion, all of those type of things that people could, mess with you on, especially now with when we have administration talking about people, of certain descents and from certain places are doing, eating animals and doing different things. Those children, we have a school here that he actually put on there because these babies were graduating. These Somali babies were graduating, and he put it on there and basically was like, yeah, so you've seen that. Those little kids were in kindergarten. It was a kindergarten graduation, and they started getting bullied. The kids, the babies.
They had on
the hijab.
The hijab. They had the hijab. They had the hijabs on at 5, but it was a Muslim school. So it was like only those children were in the school, but he made a point to call it out because all you saw were little kids, little girls with the hijab on. And I'm like, how horrible.
And those children have been getting targeted.
Yes. And this
is by the president of the United States.
Yeah, he bullies.
And after he did that, they were targeted here,
and so our kids lead by example, and obviously some of these adults do as well. Because if you're an adult and you don't realize that it is not okay to bully kindergartners, no matter what race they are, because you've been bred to be racist and you've been bred and raised to be hateful, and you are a bully.
You're an adult bully to a child. That's got to be the worst thing, to be an adult bully to a child. Like I know some children are just, mean, but adults know better.
No, they don't.
But I mean, they voted for him.
Should.
Right.
They don't do no better because bullying somebody's kid, you have zero morals.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and even that
now. Go ahead, Nikki.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, the world we live in now, we can honestly say we've been living it for at least 10 years, seeing a full-grown grandpa, great-grandpa adult be a bully to an entire nation.
That's true.
To the world.
To respect the world. The day that he called,
I'm
going to use
that. Let Nikki go real quick because I cut her off.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's okay. No, I was just going to say the lady who called that little Somali baby the hired ER in the playground, she finally got charged.
Did she got all that money?
Yeah, she finally got, her. She finally got charged. She has probation and she had some other things. She had to pay restitution. So she just went to court last week or week before, and she finally got charged. And she's all, upset that it even went to court and all that. And it's like, no, you it was not okay what you did.
There are consequences.
And you should be glad that the parents didn't get on you at that part.
Imagine thinking that imagine being mad at people who are telling you it's wrong for something you did wrong, because being racist to a child is wrong, but you're not mad that you did that to a child. You're mad that people are holding you accountable. And I hope she had to spend every cent of that money to pay whatever charges, whatever fines and fees, and give the rest to the family of that child. Because like Tam said, this administration, the world we live in now, when you have a president calling a reporter piggy, I would be rich. I would have known that day I'm about to be fired. And
I am losing my job.
It would be that type of rant, because I'm going to sue you right after that. But you're teaching the world, because you had a woman come behind her. Caroline was like, that just shows that he's an honest person, or he's a person that talks with truth or something stupid, strength. That's a strong. I'd have sued her too, because y'all are upholding this bully this
defamation of
bullying
character
of an administration. You bullying reporters. You're bullying
You're
the
bullying
media.
the world.
Yes.
He's called Africa an S-hole country. He's called Mexico an S-hole country. He's bullied everyone. He started a war with people who weren't bothering nobody. They weren't bothering us.
Bully. So what are our children supposed to look at? The people that are in leadership.
The parents.
Yeah.
It's up to the parents to make sure that you point out a prime example of who not to be like is him. You know how most parents are like, when you grow up, you can be just like Barack Obama. When you grow up, you can be just like,
nobody's saying that now.
But nobody is saying that.
Nobody want
You can still say it about Barack. You can say it about Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton.
Right. The Bushes.
Biden, the Bushes. You can even say it about the Bushes. Even the one who he was reading the book upside down.
Yeah.
You cannot say it about that man, the dead hand, and the leprosy behind his neck and them ankles. You cannot say it about him.
And I think people too, you got to realize, like, we all have conflict. People have conflict. That's not the same. Conflict, people usually have the same power structure. And, when you're having conflict, bullying is intentional. You're intentionally trying to hurt someone. There's usually an imbalance of power in some sort of way that is involved in the bullying. And it's something that's going to happen it happens over and over. So it's not the same as two people just having a conflict. And so I think sometimes people don't know the difference between the two.
Because this administration has the power and they are promoting it. They're the ones in charge. So
Keg's breath is doing to the military.
Yeah, I read a story that said that they were asking the military to come up with creative ways to punish Iran. If that ain't bullying, if that's not forcing the military to be inhumane, like, who does that? What are they supposed to look at? The commander-in-chief, Department of Defense
Commander-in-Chief
Secretary, as somebody that you're supposed to look up to, and here he is telling you to do something horrible.
Yeah, and this doesn't happen for just children. This is everywhere in your life. This could happen at work because there's different power structures there. This could happen in college. People are going off to college, and unless you have a single room, you're gonna have this roommate, or you're gonna have other people you got to deal with who done came from everywhere. This can happen, and it's not only for little children. So the things we're talking about can happen everywhere, and it's important to be able to recognize it.
Absolutely.
We definitely have some adult bullies.
Yeah, we
do.
A whole administration. Go ahead.
We really do. And even, it was funny. It was funny how you spoke about it. Even in the work field, you have situations where you have office bullies that they will center out one employee and do things like in front of them to make them feel bad, like have birthday parties and don't invite them, or stuff like that. That's a form of bullying.
It is a form of bullying.
It's a form of bullying, and we have adults that do this.
Because they were again bred to be bullies, and instead of them being taking accountability, even if you had to deal with childhood trauma, that does not mean to grow up to be a brat where you are, you can't keep a job, or you're not getting those promotions, or you're not excelling in your career, and you notice that people are, you make someone feel so bad that you're in and out and you're having to move from job. Sometimes you just got to take a look at yourself. And if that is you, I encourage folks to go get the assistance that you need, because think about it. If this is all you've seen and you're now recognizing some of the signs that you need to make changes, what do you do as an adult? What do you do?
Go to HR. Most jobs should have HRs, because it's kind of like going to the, the school counselor. You have to do the correct steps.
Absolutely.
Short of putting your hands on somebody, the correct steps are go talk to whoever's in charge, notify them, let them know, hey, I'm having a situation with such and such. If they suggest pulling both of y'all in to try to get it together, talking to y'all one at a time to, try to resolve the issue, what have you, but at least put it on record, because this is your job. This is your livelihood. It does not need to be lost because somebody is a bully.
Absolutely.
You can do mediation, like you said. You can also do an EEO complaint and take it up further than that, where you're actually going to court, and they'll say, well, what would you like? Is there some restitution that needs to be had? Do you need to go to a different department? You can go to the union. Like, there's other things that you can do. I know I had a supervisor who thought she's going to bully me after I had my child. There was 3 of us that went out on maternity leave, and we came back, and she treated them. I was the only one of us, and she treated them like, it was all good. When I came back, oh, we need to sit down and have a meeting. And when I came, my child had some lung issues. They were trying to figure out what's going on. She had some issues going on, and so I was like, no. When I came back, I could have stayed out 4 more weeks. I could have came back little by little. They give you these different options. They give you 16 weeks altogether. And so I came back, and I was doing little by little, going to her appointments and stuff. She's like, oh, no, I'm not signing off on that. And I stopped her right there. I said, listen, you've been saying whatever you've been saying to me, but my child is off limits. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you this is what I'm going to do. I said, and I told her, I said, don't say my child's name. Don't ask me how she's doing. Don't look at a picture of her. Like, she has absolutely nothing to do with you. Like, you can say what you're going to. She thought she was going to, try to tell me what I could and could not do, because that's how she used to try to do me. And I'm like, you got me messed up.
You're an adult.
Yeah. And so I immediately start, going through my stuff. Like, nope, I'm not doing this with you. It's not your decision.
Wow. Yeah. But that leads me into one of the ways to prevent bullying, and that's stand up for yourself. At the first sign of bullying, teach your children, hey, sometimes you got to be that loud voice. I don't care if you're scared to death. They get in your face, you be louder than them, but you got to stand up for yourself, because children, a weak person, they always mess with the ones that they deem the quiet ones, the weak ones, the ones that don't look like they're going to fight back, the ones that have, like not the name brand clothes. They always look for people that, aren't going to be a resistance to the bullying. But you got to learn how to stand up for yourself. So make sure y'all teach y'all kids to do the best you can to stand up for yourself. Now, they're bigger than you, and then they push you down, and yeah, you can own up, go and tell the teacher the rest, but still hold your ground.
Absolutely. I wanted to mention 2 things. Number 1, hold your ground, but that child, when it comes to school and work, that child is still displaying that behavior because of a reason. People don't just wake up. Children don't. So now is the time, if you're seeing this type of behavior, get your child into some sort of counseling where if they can't talk to you, they need to speak with someone. And they need to do that so that you can have peace, so you can work, so your child can actually learn. Because when they're acting out, they're not learning anything. They're missing out on class time. They're missing out on the time that they need in order to learn whatever subject. So they're missing out on that. So get your child that help. Now, when it comes to work, and I know myself and Miss Morningstar, we're in management. So when I see that I have a difficult employee, I have 2 options. I can put you on a PIP, performance indicator, and either try and get you up out of there because you're causing harm to my department. And I need to be able, people need to come to work and be at peace and work so we can grow. We've got too much to do, and I don't have time. Or I can sit you down with human resources and ask and advise you of what I'm seeing, and ask, do you need some counseling? Is something going on with you? Because hurt people. And you never know what a person is going through. Unfortunately, we are in a society where it could be anything. It could be literally anything. And that person who is displaying this anger, they can do the job, but they may be displaying this ugly behavior that you don't need. So I'm gonna give you an opportunity to correct it. But that is also the beginning of your PIP.
That's what I was gonna say. And y'all probably said this, and I don't know if I missed it, but usually bullies are being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And it might turn into bullying. Mm-hmm. Or if there's something happening.
Learned behavior.
Yeah, some sort of trauma. Like, an example, a bully might have some poverty issues at home, you know, and get teased by other kids, but to look cool, they gotta act like they the big bad bully and find the weak and sleek to pick on. So like you said, there's always some substance behind the actual situation. And even with adults, it's usually something happening in their personal life if we at a workplace that may carry over into the work life, which causes them to be nasty, you know, nasty attitude, nasty to people, which, you know, we can't have. As you said, we supervisors, we have to make sure that we work in an environment that's, you know, free of bullying, and free from that type of drama. But it's just a sad case because usually the bully has been bullied or is being bullied,
or going through something, you know, and they come to work. You're taking out your personal frustrations on your coworkers. Mm-hmm. No one needs that, but you know, there's consequences to everything. So no one's going to continue to have you come into their office and be disruptive. The company can't grow and move forward. What will happen is we'll have that conversation with human resources and put you on a performance, you know, plan and help and advise you to correct that, whether you need to go out and get you some counseling, whether you need to speak with somebody for whatever reason. Work on you, but bring that positive attitude and act like an adult when you get here, because we have work to do. And this isn't work.
See, with that in the comments, I get mandatory EAP referrals from supervisors for bullies. So yes, EAP is another thing as in the workplace that you definitely can offer your staff, especially, and you want to offer your staff anytime you're counseling them about a situation, you want to offer them EAP. Because that's usually what jobs carry, to give them that free counseling, give them that opportunity to go a little deeper and figure out what's going on.
And for those of you who don't know, what is an EAP?
It is the employee assistance program. Employee assistance program and my job.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nikki.
And that's basically therapy. You get 6 sessions with them, and then they refer you out if you still need therapy. But it kind of just gets you some help and get you connected. And they have all types of different programs within EAP that's not just therapy. So they might have anger management. They have things that can help with your children. So even if your child is struggling, you can start with your EAP at work, and they can help connect you to resources.
Yeah,
so they give you
very helpful
therapy.
That's good. And it's very wise. Thank you, T-Wiz, for mentioning that. It's very wise for us to take advantage of it. No one was born perfect in this entire world. Not a single person, except Jesus. Jesus Christ was the only one born perfect. Everybody else, well, hold on. Adam and Eve was born perfect, but then they went.
It went
left field, and
it went rogue.
Eve, baby. Anyway. But this was a great conversation, ladies. It really was. We needed this. You know, I think that nowadays I don't want us to get accustomed to what we see on social media and with this administration. So I thank you guys for this topic. I think that we are right on time, especially now for school. And who knows what adult needs to actually sit down and hear this so they don't go off on nobody at work tomorrow.
You know what? We don't need to sit in this stress. One thing we didn't talk about was the anxiety that you get from being bullied. You know, you feel scared when you come to school, or you feel scared when you come to work because there's a bully there. You know, you don't know how you're going to feel. You don't need to live and sit in that all day. And this country already got us in a
chokehold, baby.
We're in a never-ending story right now. So Take
And
some
if you
stress off yourself.
Right. If you or your children are experiencing bullying or anxiety or any of those things, there's stopbullying.gov, which has information for students, parents, and educators. There's the American Academy on Pediatrics. They have guidance on bullying and some resources. The National Association of School Psychologists and 988, of course. You can call or text 988 if you're feeling like you want to harm yourself. And they will help connect you, or they will come out and make sure you're okay. And then SAMHSA is a Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration. They have some education stuff. You can go on there and download some of their tips. They're called tips, TIPS, and they're books basically, and they are on all different subjects. So you can go on there and you can download those things as well.
That's very informative. Thank you so much, Nikki. Thank you, MrsJack. This was a great conversation, much needed. Any last words for our listening audience?
Make sure your children feel comfortable enough to come and talk to you about anything. Open up the conversations for them, because sometimes they may not want to start it for you. Just make sure you have a good environment for your kids.
Absolutely. Thank you, MrsJack. Well said. Counselor Nikki, go ahead.
I would say don't try to fix everything. Allow your children to work through some of this and talk to you about it and help them figure out how to fix it so they develop skills. Because you're not going to be around 24/7, and they need to know how to work through it. So don't jump up and fix everything. There are some things that you should allow them to work through with just some discussion. And also parents, because a lot of times I feel like parents of children who are bullies or who are being bullied sometimes take that as a reflection on them. So it's like, get out of your head. It's not about you. Get your child and you the resources that you need and the help that you need. It's not about you.
Yes, I agree with that 1,000%. Well said, ladies. Thank you. This was a wonderful topic. Great advice. And I hope everybody enjoys their day. Miss Morningstar, can you please take us home?
Absolutely. Great show, ladies. And Nikki, that was good advice for the parents that have to have a child that is a bully,
Yes.
I hear a lot of people always placing blame on the parent, and it's not always the parent. It's not always the parent. It might just be something else that they're not aware of that's going on with their kids. So that was really a good way to kind of end that dialogue. But everybody, have a great day. Memphis, Tennessee, Holly Springs, Mississippi. Thank you for coming through this morning. It is Hump Day Wednesday. You guys go out, be great. Come back again tomorrow at 9 a.m. for some political tea. Yes, it will be Friday Eve tomorrow. So y'all make sure y'all come through. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We love you. Thank you guys for supporting our show. And as always, thank you, WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. As we wrap up today's show, we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, tapping in, and staying connected to your community.
Remember, this platform exists to uplift Black-owned businesses, nonprofits, creatives, and community leaders who are doing the work that moves us forward.
Make sure you support today's guest. Share the show. Stay plugged into our plugs, because when we support each other, we all rise.
Until next time, keep believing, keep building, and keep shining. You've got this.
You've been listening to Our Plugs, the community connection where communities meet opportunity. We'll see you next time.